The orbital academy of Rashtor Prime was loud, crowded, and full of species who had never seen a human in real life. Humans were myths, rumors, stories told in military barracks or ancient war, archives dangerous, adaptable, impossibly stubborn. So when a tiny human girl walked into the academy's grand hall for the first time, every head turned. She didn't look dangerous. She looked ordinary, dark hair tied back, simple jacket, half her face hidden behind a hood. Her hands stayed in her pockets, shoulders tight, gaze fixed on the floor as if afraid to meet anyone's eyes. Her name was Lyra, and on her very first day, someone decided she looked weak enough to bully. Asterisk the bully who chose the wrong target group. A hulking Voktar stood nearly 8 feet tall and weighed more than a gravlift engine. His clan was infamous in the academy, violent, short-tempered, and proud of it. He lumbered forward as the hall doors slammed behind Lyra. "Hey, new meat," he roared. Half the hall froze. Half the hall smirked. Everyone knew what was coming. Lyra didn't respond, didn't turn, didn't flinch. Grung stomped in front of her, blocking her path. "Humans don't belong here," he spat. Weak, soft, fragile. A few students laughed. Grun leaned down until his breath washed over her face. "What are you hiding under that hood, tiny prey?" Still no reaction. Grull snarled and threw his leg up, aiming a brutal knee strike straight for her face, a blow meant to break bone, a blow that could kill a normal human. Everyone gasped. But Lyra finally moved, and she moved like nothing anyone had ever seen. Asterisk the dragon. Within her hand shot up blindingly fast-catching Grun's massive knee before it reached her. Face, caught, stopped, frozen mid-air. A human girl half his size had stopped a war strike with 2 fingers. The hall went silent. Lyra slowly raised her head. Her hood fell back, and the crowd understood. Her eyes were gold. Not the gold of jewelry, the gold of molten metal. Her pupils were vertical slits. Her cheeks faintly shimmered with iridescent scales. A tiny curl of smoke drifted from her lips. When she exhaled, she wasn't just human, she was a dragon hybrid. Whispers exploded across the hall. Impossible. Hybridization with draconic genomes is illegal. She's breathing smoke. She's human and dragon. Lyra finally spoke. Her voice was soft, almost gentle, but every word carried a vibration of something ancient and powerful. "I don't like hurting people," she whispered, "but if you try that again," her fingers tightened. A small crack echoed. Grun screamed and fell back, clutching his knee. Collapsing to the floor, Lyra stood still, expression calm, almost sad. "I'll defend myself." The hall erupted. Shouts, whispers, shock every species and student trying to understand what they'd just witnessed. But one person didn't shout. One person was watching her with recognition. Asterisk. The veteran who already knew Commander Rhett Hale, the Academy's combat instructor and one of the few humans in the galaxy, stepped forward. The scars across his jaw glowed faintly under the hall lights. He had fought wars before most of the students were even born. He knew that grip. He knew that speed. He knew those eyes. He stopped 10 feet away from Lyra. "It's been a long time since I've seen someone from your lineage," he said quietly. Lyra's posture stiffened. "You know about me," she whispered, "more than you think." Grulling struggled up, growling. She broke my knee. I'll kill. Rhett raised one eyebrow, and the Voctor froze. Student Grun, Rhett said, if you attempt a second assault, I will personally escort you to the medical bay and then to disciplinary review. Sit down. The bully obeyed instantly. All attention returned to Lyra. Walk with me, Rhett said. Lyra hesitated, but followed. Asteriska passed. She tried to hide. They exited into a quiet training courtyard. Rhett crossed his arms, studying her. You're not just a human-dragon hybrid, he said. You're from the Solari project. Lyra's breath caught. I don't want trouble, she murmured. I came here to learn. To stay quiet. To blend in. Rhett smiled softly. Kid. Nothing about you blends in. She looked away. My mother was human. My father wasn't. Their worlds didn't accept me. Neither side wanted someone like me. So I left. Rhett nodded, understanding too well. And now, she said bitterly, I get bullied on my first day. He laughed a deep, warm laugh that made her look up in surprise. Lyra, listen. Bullies pick easy targets. You're many things, but easy is not one of them. She blinked. Rhett's tone shifted, calm, firm, respectful. You're more powerful than you realize. Dragons aren't just strong, they're deeply emotional. They reflect what they feel. Fear, rage, hope, loyalty. He placed a hand on her shoulder. You controlled yourself back there. That's harder than throwing Grull across the hall. I'm proud of you for that. Her throat tightened. No one had ever said those words to her. Asterisk, the return of the bully. A scream echoed from the entrance. Rhett turned. Grullin was staggering toward them again, but not to fight. Something was wrong. His skin was pale, his breathing shallow. He was trembling. Commander, help. He rasped. Rhett caught him before he collapsed. Poison, Lyra whispered instantly. Rhett blinked. What? She knelt beside Grull, sniffed his skin, and growled softly, an unmistakably dragon sound. Someone put neurotoxin powder on his knee brace. When he fell, it entered his bloodstream. Rhett stiffened. This wasn't an accident. Someone wanted him dead. Lyra nodded. And they wanted me blamed for it. Rhett looked at her sharply. She was right. A human hybrid breaks a bully's knee. The bully dies an hour later. Perfect frame job. Lyra rose calmly. Hold him steady, she said. She opened her mouth, her throat glowed, and a thin stream of shimmering silver fire flowed out. Not burning fire, healing fire. Dragon healing flame. The toxin sizzled and evaporated. Color returned to Grun's face. Rhett stared, stunned. Grun blinked awake and stared at Lyra, terrified. Then confused. Then ashamed. You saved me, he whispered. She nodded. Don't try to knee me again. Rhett burst out laughing. Asterisk, the real enemy revealed. Shadow dropped from the rooftop. A cloaked figure landing with silent precision. Lyra hissed. Rhett pulled her behind him, but the figure held up their hands. Stop, I'm not here to fight. The cloak fell back to reveal one of the Academy's stealth species. We were watching, he said. Someone inside the Academy wants the hybrid dead. Rhett stepped forward. Why tell us? The Zirian bowed. Because humans saved my world once, and because dragons saved it a second time. His golden eyes locked on Lyra. You are their legacy, and someone fears that. Lyra exhaled slowly. Let them fear me, she said quietly. I'm done hiding. Asterisk, a new beginning word of the incident spread across the academy in hours. Of the human dragon girl, of the bully she spared, of the poison she cured, of the assassin who tried and failed. Students who once whispered now stared in awe. Some bowed when she passed, some stepped aside respectfully. Some asked if she'd teach them how to sense toxins or control fire. And Grellan followed her everywhere, like a massive bodyguard with a limp. Rhett called it poetic justice, but for Lyra, it was finally the thing she'd always wanted, a place where she wasn't feared, a place where she wasn't rejected, a place where she belonged. And as the academy lights dimmed that night, she stood on the balcony, staring at the stars. When Rhett approached, she asked softly, "Do you think humans will ever return to the galaxy in force?" He smiled, "With hybrids like you leading them." He looked up at the constellations. "Oh yes. The galaxy has no idea what's coming." Lyra's golden eyes glowed brighter. A tiny flame curled from her lips. For the first time in her life, she smiled without holding back. "Good," she whispered. "Let's give them something to remember."